What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Iron Entertainment. We are here with Garrett for another Gamers Paradise confessional. We are in level 5. I'm going to rewind a little bit. Garrett, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Nobody even got a level 4 confessional in, and I went to shit.
I know, and it was racing. That was my
I know.
Come on. I felt cheated.
I'm not gonna disrespect you like that and not talk about racing, at least just for a little.
Because I think it has a part to play in this nom anyway, so it's probably should talk about it.
Yeah. So let's rewind. Let's set the stage. Haley's gone. We vote for a level. Everybody, I think, but Billy votes for racing, and we do the ranking. We reveal the results. Were you second or at least high up there?
Yeah, I was third.
Yeah. Okay. So you were like at the front of the pack. How did it make you feel good? But even though, that's a stupid question. Let me rephrase it. How did it feel when you were revealed at the top? Because I know, like, I'm trying to remember the things that were going on back then, but there was definitely talk about like, hey, how should we rank this? Let's do racing. How should we rank this? So when the results were revealed, what did that say to you?
The results were pretty much how Sean's list looked that he sent me, minus the fact that we put Sean and Shronica at the very top because we knew they were going to be ranked low. And so they got placed in the middle of the pack because we skewed it so much. And then Jackie was the only one that was placed like really low. And then everything else was pretty much exactly how the list was that Sean gave us. So with just Jackie, Sean, and Sharonica dropping a significant amount, everyone else was exactly how that list was. So to me shows that unless our alliance of 4 was the only one that had a planned list, which I don't believe is true, then Sean had a planned list with a lot of people to get that exact setup. And I believe that Sean's playing with a lot of people right now. Like he's playing a game with the people at the top, which technically would be me, Brandon, and Romeo. Although I don't know if technically I'm at the top anymore, but we'll see. And then he's playing a game with the people that are more low key, with like Sharonica and Jackie. And I think they were intentionally tanking Jackie's because I don't know why Jackie's was so low, but maybe she just hasn't gotten a chance to talk to people. I don't know. And Billy, knowing that he was going to be placed at the bottom, tells me that he possibly heard that he was going to be placed at the bottom. And my guess is if he heard it, shot in the dark would be Benny, maybe told him, because they're both in the same time zones and Sean's close with Benny. So that's a shot in the dark for that one. But either way, I get the feeling that there was a lot more going on there. And that list that Sean sent us was going to put me, Romeo, and Brandon pretty high, but for us to be top 3 means that other people were doing something similar. So yeah, I don't know. It shows that there was a lot more going on there and that people were okay with us being at the top, I think. And I was okay with it because I don't know why, but they chose me to be third. So I was not number 1 and I was fine with that because as you see, number 1 gets put up. And I think there's a reason why I'm put up next to Brandon. And it's not a coincidence that my only alliance I have happens to have Brandon in it. And we're both put up. So I'm seeing a lot going on right now, and there's not much I can do about it because I'm on the block, but hopefully I can last and maybe do some damage.
So, okay. You just said you're seeing a lot, and I'm pretty sure that comes from racing. Drew said it kind of funny. Like there was a crash on the racetrack. We had to like shut that down. So we lost Kennedy. We lost Autumn.
Yeah.
So through the racing car crash, when the smoke and flames subsided, how is the game left? Was it like a completely different game? According to Poppy, he said, "Hey, I'm doing this like this is level 1. My allies are gone, starting this game fresh," type of thing. So, like from your
Papa better do it like level 1 because he torched his game for 2 weeks, so he's got to do a different. He played so bad. But
not when he has the gas tank that caused the racetrack to go
like
on
there's
fire.
a reason why he was put at the bottom of the list. It was not by his choice.
Yeah. So tell me everything. So tell me everything about like, the fallout of the racing round, the simulation, and what you perceive to like be happening from the fallout of level 4 that's pretty much dictated how this round is going.
Well, I think hold on one second.
Take your time, don't worry.
Let someone know that I'm doing a confessional. I think what was really revealing to me is when I got on a call with Billy, and he said that he already heard that he has the gotcha twist and that Sean is the one that started that rumor. And what that tells me is that either, well, it seemed like based off the reaction that Sean didn't tell him this. And so either Romeo told him or told people, or Sean told Benny. And again, my hunch about Benny and Billy being close because the time zones might be true. Either way, Sean's playing with other people there for one, and Billy's still getting this kind of information, which explains why he picked a different mode because he knew he was going to be at the bottom to begin with. So that was one part that I noticed after the fallout was the whole thing about the gotcha twist. Pretty much everyone picked simulation because Jackie and Sean pushed it because they believed that Billy had a twist that would mess up gotcha. Billy told the whole chat that he doesn't have the twist. I'm just going to roll with that being true. And so if he doesn't have the twist, but that twist does exist, then the question is who has that twist and who would Haley give that to? I don't know. My guess would be someone like a Sharonica because they were both on the block. So that's the gotcha twist has a big factor because the gotcha twist you can kind of game if you have gotcha that you can game it to where you can tank somebody to have a higher chance of being put on the block if you're willing to be the pawn. And they didn't want to do that. So I don't know if he knows where that twist is. So the gotcha twist is a big one. Apparently, Papa might have another twist. That's what Brandon told me. And Benny has a survival twist. So all those twists are still in play, which will have a big dictation in terms of what I hear people pushing, because whatever they're pushing will indicate whatever twist that they might know about, and it's with an ally. So that's going to be the key here. I have not heard anyone talking about which level to push next. So I don't know yet, but I know that whatever level gets pushed, if I can figure out who the source is, that means they probably know where the twist is too, or the power.
So now there's more, you are peeping more reasons to push a level than the first couple.
Right. Yeah, because the whoever has the twists at this point, none of those twists are going to be beneficial to me because I'm not close with like really anyone at this point, except for Brandon, who is high chance of going tonight, or I'm going either way. So yeah, so the twists in general are not going to be in my advantage. So the only thing that is in my advantage is whatever levels are being pushed will tell me who's close with who and who knows about the twist, because you're going to push a level that you feel like will be in your advantage, and you're only going to be in your advantage if you know about a twist that an ally has. So that's the only thing that I can go off right now.
Okay, so simulation shows in only 2 people are competing CPU, Papa and Sean. Papa, 1 CPU, and nominated you and Brandon. Were you able to talk to Papa after winning CPU, and were you able to talk to him after being nominated as Glitch? Like, what have you learned from those combos, if at all, anything?
It's one of two things. The first is looking at the votes. Papa is kind of dead on. We like went through the votes, and Billy gave me the whole list of all the types. So, so basically, as long as Sharonica wants to vote with us, I'm gonna be safe no matter what the other 3 people do. So if that's the only thing that Papa was doing, that makes sense. I played a Big Brother game before, and at the halfway point, I was in 3 different alliances, which is very dangerous because at any point, if the noms are not correct, my whole game's blown up. And the only way that game works is when the noms go up, it's 2 people from one of the same alliance. So the fact that I'm put up next to Brandon and we are in an alliance right now is not exactly coincidental to me, although it might be. But I get the feeling that Sean, who is also the person that's competing in CPU, or Romeo had something to do with these noms. That's my guess. And I get a feeling that that's what happened, because My guess is that Sean has too many hands right now, and so he's got to make sure that the noms are perfect in order for it to work. Or Romeo's in the same boat, whichever one of those two. It shows that the longevity of my game isn't with that alliance because it's too coincidental that we're both put up, and I think it's because they have too many alliances and they have to have the perfect noms in order for things to go their way.
So Romeo wasn't CPU. Sean wasn't CPU. Sean did play for CPU, but Papa is the one who made these nom sets. So with what you just said, they needed the perfect, or like the perfect noms needed to go up for this to be successful or whatever. So that based on like that, is it safe to say like there is concern that possibly one of your allies that you said that they were like, it's not the longevity of that is like not a thing anymore, but does it concern you that because Papa was a CPU and you're up, that those other deals that you're talking about include Papa?
Right. So I'm sure Papa definitely got a deal for what
Sorry,
he did.
that was long-winded. I was just not trying to put words in your mouth.
No, there's a lot going on here for sure. There's a lot of pieces in play right now, and I don't know many of them based off of how I play the game, which is fine for me because that means I'm not in a position of power, which usually is okay in this game. But yeah, I would say that there was deals being made. I would put money that it's Sean because he's more of a deal maker, and he's the only other person competing in the CPU. And so it's possible that he made a deal with Papa. And I don't know. He said that he wanted the noms to be Brandon and Tasha, is what he told me, which is a weird combination. I feel like I don't know really what the point of those two as noms would be, and
Wait,
I don't
who
know
said
why
this? Papa or Sean?
Sean.
So Sean told you he wanted to nominate Brandon?
No, he said that he was told that Papa was going to nominate Brandon.
Got it. Okay, so okay.
Yeah. So, which like is a weird combination of noms, I feel like based off of how things are going. So I don't know why Sean would believe that those would be the noms, but either way. Yeah, I get the feeling that Sean knew what was happening. He was okay with it happening because he's got too many alliances or deals already, and he has to have the perfect noms. And he has an alliance of 4 that he can cut down to 3 without burning that alliance, so long as he doesn't win the CPU. That's my read on the whole thing. Obviously, it could just purely be that Papa is trying to make a simple play against Brandon and knows that he will get the votes if I'm there, which is also true. But I get the feeling there's more to that because Papa's not that simple of a player, I don't think, and Sean's also not that simple of a player.
Is this something that you're going to have to figure out, or you think with like less effort it will surface itself?
So I have a plan that I would love to. I'm going to let you in on the plan since obviously this isn't going anywhere, right?
Just me, Drew, Rocky,
Good. So
Gwen if she comes back.
Okay, so I have this great idea that I don't know how I'm going to be able to do it, but I have a theory. I think Sean's in a bunch of alliances, but I also think Romeo's in at least 3. And if I can find one person from one of the alliances, one person from the other alliance, and then me that's in the 3rd alliance, and I can somehow convince them that we are all in the same alliances with this person, and the only way that person can play is when he puts up people together in alliance. And if we can get on the same page, I want that alliance of 3 to be called the Juliets because we're all connected to Romeo. So that is like the dream. I don't know if that's any of this is true.
I cannot breathe.
But if I could do this, I'm telling you that the Juliet's alliance that I'm calling now, if I can figure this puzzle out, is going to be goated because we are going to use Romeo as a shield, as if he's playing all of us. But in reality, we're protecting all 3 of each other, and we will cut Romeo later down the road. That if I could do it, it would be so cool.
If manifestation's a thing, the feel-good emotions you're getting by just thinking about this Juliet alliance, like this needs to be manifested.
An idea. As of now, if it's possible, I would like to do it with Benny and Hannah because they are the most calm players that would leak the least, I think, if they are actually in separate alliances and in alliance with Romeo. So that's my guess right now. If I could do it, It would be so dope if I could do it. I don't think I'll get to the end, but even if I could do it and just say that it's such a good name, and if I get third, I get third. But either way, it would be so dope.
And
So
the
that's
name,
my
and
play.
then the name, and then like if this was a thing, it did occur, just like your
Right.
intuition being spot on.
Yeah. If I have called this, which I get the feeling based off how Romeo's playing, I think he's in a very similar position to how I played my first Big Brother game. And so that's why I'm up here with Brandon and not some other person. So I don't know if it's Romeo or Sean that did it. It's higher chance that it's Sean, but I'd like it to be Romeo because the name is way cooler. And I think Romeo's playing a similar game anyway. So yeah, that's the goal. And now I just got to figure out how these other groups are built so that way I can just pick one from each that I think is the most competent players that would actually be willing to do this. And dude, it would be so dope if I could do it. But yeah, so that's my long-term plan at this point. I did want to go with the threats, but when the threats have this many other options, I don't think I have a long chance with them. So I'm gonna try to get the Juliets, and it's gonna be so dope if I've actually called my shot and I fucking play Romeo. Oh, that'd be so cool. So yeah.
Okay, so in order for any of that to occur,
It's
tonight's a
impossible.
big.
It's literally
No, wait, no.
impossible.
Well, but tonight's no. I don't. Anything is possible. That is for sure.
It would
I've
be a
seen
shot in the dark completely.
over the I don't know 17 years of fucking hosting. I've seen some crazy stuff, but even for that to become like an opportunity,
Yeah.
you need to survive tomorrow.
Yeah.
So from what you've said, according to the CPU, he says essentially that his target's Brandon, and you're up there because there's votes for you to stay, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel knowing that it's simulation and like you can't play in that corruptor, that you're definitely going to be, well, not definitely, if the corruptor isn't used on you, like you're definitely sitting there somebody needs to be nice to you, right? You need to have good relationships with somebody who's in the corruptor in order for it to be used on you. So knowing that, but also knowing what Papa said, where's your head at?
Yeah, I think no, there's no one that's gonna play it for me. Brandon's only gonna play it for himself. And so that's honestly at this point that's worst case scenario because I believe we do the vote right after, right? Do we have any time between a renom and the vote?
Wait, what did it? Yeah, oh yeah, there'll definitely be strategy time. Let me see
Okay. So
what's
then
all
that's
put in that
reassuring a
vote.
bit.
Yeah,
But
there's definitely going to be like once we know who the final glitches are, there'll definitely be time to strategize.
okay. That'll be reassuring for a bit. I did just realize, and I sent it to Brandon, that technically, we can blindside Romeo because me and Papa count double for Romeo. And I said whoever's dark, but I believe that's Romeo. And so technically, I wouldn't even have to strategize because I have to vote for Romeo, and Papa would want to blindside Romeo if he puts Romeo up. So that honestly would be the perfect play. But then that ruins the Juliet's plan because I want that to happen. And so, but
Game Paradise is so conflicting.
yeah, I know. Yeah, it's like, oh, I could either stay in one vote or I could have the ability to have the Juliet's alliance. But yeah. So yeah, I think I have a high chance of surviving this, I believe, based off the conversations I've had, which haven't been many. So unless everyone's playing me, then good on them, and I'll leave, and you'll never see the opportunity of me trying the Juliet's alliance. But if I do survive, the idea is to hopefully be a little low key, and hopefully the next round, if it is gotcha or whatever, will be revealing enough for me to get an idea of where the other alliances are. The problem is like some of them I can tell are in opposite alliances. Like Tasha's told me that she's working with Hannah and Romeo, but like I don't think Tasha is a very clean player, so it's like I can't really work with Tasha. So it's hard. But then like you get a Hannah and she's too quiet or too loyal. I don't know. So there's a lot of limited options right now, but hopefully down the road we can get it going. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I feel good about this vote, and then I think I could be enough under the radar that should be good for the next vote. It just kind of depends on if Sean's bothered by me or something, because I know he was bothered by me bringing up Jackie, and he's overreading it, but that's okay. We'll work through that, I guess.
All right, Garrett, I'm good on questions, but if you don't have anything else to say, you're good for this level, for level 4 and level 5.
Now I think stay tuned for the Juliets. I'm
The
calling my shot
Juliets.
already. It's before it's even made, and I really hope I can get it to go, and I really hope it's the right read. I think it is because I think he's playing the same game I played. So look forward to that.
After tonight, I'm excited to see where everything goes.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be tonight, but after Wednesday, I get the feeling I'll have an idea of where everyone sits if I'm still around. And so if that's the case, hopefully I can finally plant the seeds of what's going on. So yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah, I'm staying